Hello there everyone and welcome back. It's time to dive back into my torpedo fleet there. While there may have been promise with the carrier fleet, clearly I have not been utilizing it to the best of its ability. Mainly because I like my torpedoes more, I suppose. But I did make one notable change to this fleet since 5 cruisers with torpedoes may be a little too much, and that's where I changed my flagship to have the las cannons or star cannons and be the carrier version to kind of help with a little bit of my lack of vision, as well as deal with some problematic abilities or skills, like Impaler fleets may be a vague example, potentially there. So I like to think it offers opportunity, and most importantly, it does open, or at least it allows for me to make use of Spiritstone targeting node, since this gives me another way to bring down the shields without using up my pulsar shots, if I can set it up appropriately, especially if I'm facing off against either orcs or space marines that have low shield count, or just a light cruiser or anything smaller in general where I don't want to kind of waste a disruption bomb on. So it's a little more flexible in that regard. I still will need to strike true with the torpedoes though, but when they hit, we've already seen firsthand they can do absurd damage. So let's get to it. Okay, we're playing against Mechanicus here. And from what... Oh yeah, I forgot to even mention that there's a brand new patch and everything going on. I kind of forgot that fact considering I did do a stream going over everything that's changed. Alas, nothing has changed for my fleet itself, but there has been a good handful of quality of life changes, mind you. I have... What is it? It says right on here on my health bar whether my ships have been identified or not. This is a huge convenience since it is not the most... It does involve you individually selecting a ship and having to check down here. And conversely, Hold Fire is now visible. You can laugh at me if you want, but it is really damn important to make use of Hold Fire just because of how easy it is to screw up your pulsar shots. And especially if you don't want to hit something that's kind of in the way. But that is a huge convenience for me. It goes without saying in a multitude of reasons outside of what I just said. And then, other than that, we have to keep an eye on Novacan's hell. I should just have the reload stance just to be safe. And then we'll have to see what happens. If I can wear Novacans incredibly well, then I'm in good shape otherwise. It's just not having the critical hit chance to potentially murder me. Oh, damn it, did I forget to group you? Minor concern, since I'm probably just gonna group up towards maybe this a middle objective. But let's see, 4 ships so far. I'm wondering where the 5th is. Normally we're prone to seeing 5 Novacans. So this makes me paranoid right off the bat. Maybe I should be listening for mission dissipator light frigates. That's been known to happen. Especially in my Twitch stream there, about an opponent who's been doing nothing but light cruisers. With the Mechanicus no less. So thankfully I could tell they're moving around if they're boosting, but looks like... does this mean we're dealing with 2 battleships in that case then? I don't want to boost forward since we're in prime Novacan range now. And I'm going to have to pay close attention to the actual Novacan shots with that said too. So that looks like battleships right there, at least a battleship. Don't know how much the diminishing return affects if those were like both battleships. Hell, I should be trying to reveal them. I have fighters now for crying out loud. Not that I can make use of it, but at least allows me to get a little bit of a sense of its heading and all that. Alright, that's a cruiser, it's a dictator. I'm just going to recall them back as soon as they get fission, so I'm not too worried there. And Novacans. I don't want to stray too long from my main group since Novacans are likely to go off at any time, like so. I don't get the convenience of shooting, but I get the convenience of dodging. Sadly, I am going to not be able to grab the objective. It's a bit delayed. Ah, dang it, that was just perfectly in range. That sucks. Oh well, I get to recall them back. Alright. Can I dodge? I think I get to dodge effectively. This is why it's really important to pay attention. My own dialogue commentary definitely is a big hindrance for this matchup alone. But, sure, I'm not getting objective, but they're burning valuable Novacans, which actually will pay off in the long run if I'm smart about this. I just gotta get spread out so maybe, at least my ships aren't in too much trouble. Since I do have holofields, I did take a little bit of shots. Hey, speaking of which, why am I not seeing lances? if I'm taking damage.
I stand ready.
This sounds really
seized a
silly
strategic area.
when you think about it.
We understand.
I should be seeing some kind of lance fire. I'm taking more damage than I probably need to, and there are also the disruption overcharges going on too.
For the craft world. Raise sail.
Okay. Get these guys in there, try and do damage.
How may I serve?
I messed up my control a little bit there. I got incredibly thrown off by that shenanigan there.
That cannot be done.
But if I could kill that flagship, this helps me a ton. But damn it,
The wind
I'm really thrown off my kilter just a tiny bit.
energized.
That you were supposed to. Why did you not false maneuver? I tried twice to false maneuver with you.
Vital systems.
That was bad. That was really bad.
I walk
I have no excuse for that, for crying out loud. It was going promising,
where the wind
and weird little glitches like that seem to be messing me up some. I don't care.
for the craft
And it is
world.
2 battleships. I did lose one of my ships, but this thing took an amazing amount of damage. I just got hit with torpedoes now. And there are disruption overcharge available to this thing.
Stand ready.
So killing these is important.
Sail. For the craft world. We
Ah, dang it. The pulsars got wrecked there, ruined in a moment, but
walk the mariner's path.
keep moving and you should be fine. Well, actually, the hull field does not get recharged very effectively.
For the ancestors.
But
Relocating.
if you want to fly these torpedoes, by all means.
Energize thrusters.
This may be not as effective as I like. But flagship, that wasn't the flagship blast, but still a promising hit, nonetheless.
For the ancestors.
Now I think it's time for a hard disengage, since apparently my
Thrusters.
entire ship's been destroyed, or at least my generator's been permanently gone.
Relocating.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Alright,
For the craft world.
can I dodge on out? I am marked, which is a bit of a
25% of
annoyance,
strategic
and I have no
points.
more bombers
The
left
enemy
too.
has seized a strategic area.
We understand.
So I am marked. I am going to dodge these Nova cannons really well.
Stand ready.
And you are doomed to take a lot of damage. I wish I had watched. I was looking down at my flagship and not paying attention to this one shot. This is why paying attention is so damn key.
Acquiring enemy craft.
But can I do appropriate damage? Since if this thing's about to die in a blaze of glory, I'm going to make sure it dares die in a blaze of glory too.
The mariner's path. Boarding action has met its objectives.
Amazing damage. Now I just gotta kill it off, which is the catch.
The wind sky. How may I serve?
This might hurt a little bit, but
Winds rise.
the damage with the 67 armor is not as terrible as it could be. I still feel a little bit ashamed for my performance nonetheless. Oh god,
Thrusters.
I thought all their engines were repaired. That's not entirely true.
Pirouette.
And dang it, wreckage got in the way. That killed my momentum in a hurry, didn't it?
For the ancestors.
And you are bugging out on controls too because of this debris. Alright, let's get ourselves collected.
I walk
You have no
the
more torpedoes,
mariner's
but
path.
you can at least get one more last hurrah in.
I stand ready. How may I serve?
Okay, you can fire there.
World will we
If I could kill the engines, that'd be great.
We understand.
There, good boarding there.
Has them crippled.
I would have loved the engine critical hit, but the crew's gone regardless, so I think I'm okay regardless.
Aspect warriors report.
And your engine's completely gone as an added bonus. That is really convenient.
Our foe is here.
So I think we're okay. Nobody panic, especially me. I was hoping a falls maneuver, but it still paid off nicely there.
For the craft world.
Can I get more boarding? Not quite yet. And besides, I kind of want to leave it handy for when they reactivate the ship anyway, if I were to be so honest. And there, now that the flagship's back in action, we can have it do something too. And actually, just board that one ship. You're gonna kill him either way. The truth is, regardless of which one I board. I just want to kill his frigate, so it does not get to do the same favor. I think we're golden though. Still not happy with that start. I guess some of it is not really my fault, considering I was genuinely thrown off by the fact I wasn't seeing any lances shooting at me, and a surprise, I lost like 200 health there. All this time I thought I was relatively safe from taking shots. So I guess I could be forgiven a little bit, but that was just sloppy. I have no idea what happened to that false maneuver of the one cruiser. But otherwise, before that, it felt like it was pretty good. We were dodging Novicans exceptionally well, I want to say. And then it started falling apart from there on out. It's still a victory though, so I shouldn't feel too bad. But I still am. I just don't know why. I'm gonna have to look over this video to see what... let's just go to the next match. Okay, Khorne Berserker Chaos. I think it's self-explanatory what we should expect with this fleet. Maybe slaughters, but boarding seems like it may be in my future. So in all seriousness, I am wondering if I want to go with the upgrade that allows me to regenerate portions of my crew. The only downside about that is my opponent's likely going to fixate on boarding one ship, so it's probably not going to be as impactful as I like to make it sound. What is it called? Ship of the Dead. I can actually get some value out of this by transferring crew over to the ship that's being heavily boarded, but... oh wait. But has no effect on ships and no casualty step. Yeah, this upgrade may not be as valuable as I think it is. Since, again, my opponent will probably want to fixate on a single ship. There is possibility of the AoE boarding, which I don't really see utilized, but I don't know how likely that is. But that would be the only way I could think of I would take massive AoE boarding damage to justify that. I don't know if I want to willingly lose a third of my crew to actually have it usable, though, is kind of the catch. But if I could cripple engines, that's a good start. I am really seriously considering maybe a stasis bomb instead. I'm expecting close range harassment. Let's see, I don't need disruption bomb that terribly bad, since I do have a fallback even if it's not the most effective. Stasis bomb's a little more for insurance. I just don't know what I want to do with this. Aside for maybe, well, if I'm not going to use disruption bomb at all, doubling the range of my star cannon is actually pretty useful in this regard. So it might be justified. I just gotta, if I'm gonna rainbow shift forward at the start of the match, I don't want to ram that debris. So I'm just going to move these a tiny bit. Alright, let's do this.
How may I serve?
6 ships. These could very easily be slaughters. I'm going with a wild assumption they might be, but they're not boosting, so maybe not. I am not going to be oblivious to the fact that they chose Khorne as their sub-faction. Normally you can get a read out of Chaos on what kind of abilities they're at least looking towards utilizing based on their sub-faction, so I want to avoid gaining at least 4,500 unit range. Unless I'm directly in front of them, that might be the exception. At least then I can't be victim of their boarding assaults. It's a player I don't know or haven't encountered yet, so it's possible they may be a lower admiral level or just haven't really found their niche just yet. Both those are possible too.
Seized a strategic area.
But I'm gonna take my time. We got 3 objectives to grab. And with the gas cloud, make it a little more tricky. Let's see. Oh, Hades. Interesting.
I stand ready.
Okay, morale lost on shield regeneration, so
Strategic area.
What I'm learning here is I should set myself to go straight for a killing blow on a target. If they regenerate their shields too much, that might be notable amount of morale damage. But there's 6 Hades, and they're all battle cruisers too, so grab an objective. They can very easily grab objectives over me, especially with 4 objectives around this center area. So I need to be smart with how I do this. I would love to grab the objective on the right, but it would have been better if I had these group 2 over here first and then meet me in the middle. That's where I'm realizing my mistake right now. But I can open up some chipping damage. I don't have my disruption bomb anymore, but I can at least start doing some damage early on.
The enemy has seized a strategic
We'll see.
area.
I want vision first off.
A foregone conclusion. Mariners pirouette. As foretold.
Come on, stop rebelling on me. Damn it, this sucks.
The winds rise.
And I do have 270-degree arc, so I can dodge this relatively well and still do damage.
Relocating.
Oh, that's not all going to be annoying.
I walk the mariners.
I am going to take a lot of lance damage, so I need to be effective with this, and ideally kill their engines to follow up with a maelstrom.
Underway.
Was that engines? Not quite.
I stand ready.
Actually, I can use this asteroid belt for cover. Although that's a bad use of it. With that said,
Energize thrusters. Critical systems compromised. As for
yeah, I should get more company here. I just spent way too much time here
where the winds
for very little value, but I have company here. Help has arrived.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Engine's been repaired, right? Oh no, 20 seconds still.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
There are a lot of lances, but once I'm revealed, I have no hollow field. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
where the winds sky.
Can I get the engine critical hit I so crave?
The winds
Actually, I may not even need it. This looks like it's going to be fatal.
mariners pirouette.
And that is like, well, it was stasis bombs and,
For the answer.
yeah, disruption bombs. So that was at least 2 disruption bombs. Let's at least conceal ourselves. My opponent has objectives, but they lost 2 battle cruisers, so I think we're in good shape.
How may I serve?
I just gotta get my damn hull field built up. So I'm willing to say, that this is a less skilled player.
I walk the mariner's path. Where the winds
Nonetheless, I just thought I'd help him out there. It actually is pretty effective, although it still seems like it's a bit bugged. At least it seemed like it was bugged against Drukhari. Since it still pauses their shadow field, it just doesn't actually do shadow field damage. Is the main thing to note.
energize thrusters.
But I don't know if the Admiral level is high enough for my opponent to even have access to it. Maybe? Since I only saw basic stuff and nothing that would at least suggest higher level Admiral level just yet.
For the craft world.
But I kind of want to just grab the objectives, silly as it may sound. Oh, my opponent just conceded. We'll see what level he is first off. It's possible, maybe. Could have not had access to it, but still, I think that would help them a lot, since after all, the lances are... If it wasn't for the hull field, that is guaranteed hits, yeah. That will get fixed over time. They just don't have access to it at all, do they? Oh, damn it, I'm an idiot. I feel like a dick. I feel like a dick now, I'm sorry to this mysterious fella. I thought they had disruption overcharge, and apparently they do not, because that actually would be really damn important for a heavy lance type fleet. Even though, interestingly, they are Hades and not like Acrons. I'm a little bit shocked by that revelation now. Okay, Imperial Navy, and a Charlon no less, so we'll see what a Charlon has in mind. Imperial Navy did get a buff to all its damage. Hell, even the Adeptus Mechanicus got buffs to their damage and weaponry. Although their ships are a little more pricier as a result, maybe not enough to kind of balance out the damage potential at least. So I do need to go with a little bit of an open mind that I am going to get hit a little bit harder for when I get into the thick of the fighting. But I am it still remains to be seen if I'm dealing with Dominators or not, so I'm a little bit wanting to maybe go with the reload just in case for that possibility. But I should be able to change out the stance in time for when the Nova cannons start flying. Hell, do I really want my formation like this? I want to switch it around. Oh, and I forgot my grouping you again, didn't I? Let's correct that. And see about actually doing this properly. At least position my starting deployments so that way they can actually join together and be effective that way. So we're looking at 7 ships of sorts, which could mean anything. Probably all cruisers is a likely assumption, since the majority of the fleet was made more expensive after all, so I'm not expecting a lot of Grand Cruisers or Battle Cruisers here. Actually, I do have fighters. We'll see what these 3 are first, and work from there. Just gotta be mindful. Again, Nova cannons are always a possibility. Unlikely, but always a possibility. Okay, so these are Lunars. Interesting. They're one of the more cheaper type of ships, so I think a Charlon managed to get his extra cruiser as a result of that, maybe? Nonetheless, their damage potential has been buffed up, as you can see there, quite notably. Maybe Lances are a little more minor, but those macro cannons look fierce in the 21 damage a shot. So I need to take them a little more seriously. But at least it was Charlon was kind enough to let me see everything and know ahead of time. Oh, short burn and... oh, faster energy shield recharge. Okay, for some reason I thought that was power ram, maybe. No, not the case here. Is there a way I can... well, they're busy rejoining right now, so I think I want to try and punish quickly. And I think there's a Widowmaker around, because I am getting revealed. Or a frigate, rather. Frigate's more likely. My fighter spotted something, but wasn't meant to be. Actually, I have been marked, so... and did I change this? Yeah, I changed the disruption bomb. Okay. Can I dodge the macro cannons at all? Although disruption bombs aren't really needed at this point. Ooh, and conveniently, we're attacking the flagship. Now I have engines prioritized. I'm waiting to see what a Charlon will do. And there are 2 frigates at least. Can we get the engine critical hit? I am getting a little complacent. Okay, not so much now. Engines are permanently gone. Now let's finish this off, I guess, quickly. This is looking promising so far, but am I still gonna get... I should get out of the stasis bomb, maybe? Just an inch short. But that forces them a disengage for a time being. Now, kill the flagship for me. I did misclick a little bit, so I hope I'm turning around. Okay. I'm turning around now. Flagship abilities are gone. Generator's gone, so I gotta be mindful of that. Let's not get too complacent. Actually, I should... yeah, if I'm gonna commit, I might as well commit with everything here quickly. And I do gotta get my flagship out of harm's way, too, to an extent. Bombers did crap. I am continuing to get marks, so
Critical systems compromised.
good. Engines are hit. This looks like a good time to just murder this thing. Although I did mess up my one shot, didn't I?
Relocating. For the ancestors. Our front
That may have been a bad torpedo shot, but...
raise sail.
Oh, I didn't even fire my torpedoes. They got damaged, didn't they?
Stand ready.
Oh, that was... Oh, they just conceded.
Foe is here.
You have accumulated 25.
That was brutal, needless to say. I apologize to Chartelon. Since we did have a good time for our Tyranid Hugfest on our stream the other day, or on my stream the other day. That was just convenient luck, though, I will say. Just gained the flagship as the very first ship. And the morale damage was astounding since it basically allowed the second cruiser that we boarded to basically be all but useless. And that one, I don't know if Chartelon got a ridiculously lucky point defense or not, but it seems like I only hit with one goddamn torpedo. I'm a little bit shocked by the result, but it could have been he could see it at that time too. I don't know. Okay, Fossil with Drukhari. This is going to be a weird matchup. Since with my lack of vision, I do honestly believe to an extent Drukhari can win this matchup. The Drukhari I have faced off against, of course, like to just get in my face and try and win a game of attrition when I have more torpedoes and arguably more durability just because of my ship combined with the armor. But it goes without saying that the torpedoes are a big factor of that too, so if I miss with my torpedoes at all, or they hit me with their torpedoes effectively and erase one of my ships before they do the damage necessary, then this could get a little silly. I do wonder if I want Wraith Bone reinforcement with that said, because again, I don't know if my opponent's going to commit to fighting in close and trying to ram me and all that, even though this technically doesn't help with ramming, but it'll help with everything else, or not. I'm a little uncertain, but one thing I'm certain of is I did talk about the spirit lenses not doing actual shadow field damage, but it does pause regeneration. I do need to play test it more, unless the hotfix they did actually fix that little nuance. I did not pay too much attention to that. And it's a question I might regret not having a beacon to an extent too. But I gotta be really fast as far as prioritizing engines since I only got like 5 seconds for that to happen too. I could change upgrades, that's a possibility if I don't think I'm gonna need this extended range at all. Again, I don't know what to expect. It's a bit of the problem. But we'll see what happens. So this is what I dislike about Drukhari matchups, is because you can easily tell what's a battleship or not with using this little mechanic. Like, I know those are the 3 battleships on the right for crying out loud.
You have seized a strategic area.
As a bit of an example.
For the ancestors.
So, that's one little thing I dislike about that, even though it's nice and convenient for players otherwise to be able to set priority like that. But I know which ones are the battleships. Although technically I could have watched and looked at their movement speed really carefully. But that's neither here or there.
Thrusters.
I'm gonna see if maybe I can get some vision, although it may be a mistake to launch those fighters so early. I might need them for when the actual shooting happens.
Underway. For the craft world.
But if the good news, if I can somehow make them lose a little bit of their shadow field,
I stand
then
ready.
they are permanently visible so long as I can keep hitting them, which I do have the star cans to help with that.
I walk the mariner's path.
Okay, they ran away from the objective.
Relocating.
Oh, you don't have disruption overcharge.
Understand. How may I serve?
That was not bad. Those were bad torpedoes, sadly. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a mess, but if I can hit with torpedoes, that makes up for it. Yep, this is a bit of a mess, but the ships are dying. They have the ramming blades. Oh, and armor-piercing ammo, so that's actually potential there too. But I have lost an actual Drukhari match there before, but it's still a question if it was my own doing or not. We did kill off that one ship at least. Hell, this is not quite over yet. Let's not get too complacent. But Fire Assault seal that deal.
25% to strategic points.
But Fossil did have the ramming blades. The wreckage is in the goddamn way. Oh, and I forgot about my morale problem. That might be important to keep in mind too. A little silly. But good God, we did a match in less than 5 minutes. But that's normally how Aeldari versus Drukhari does turn out. But I do generally feel there is a way for him to win against Asuryani, mainly because I don't have Shroud or I'm not constantly invisible. Since the light cruisers are so kind of in a bad position right now with only 1 torpedo charge and 4 torpedoes to those charges, it's not like I have anything to solid run with, if I were to make an argument. It's just been so long since I played Drukhari, let alone with working ramming blades for crying out loud. When I played with Drukhari, neither the Spirit Lens nor the ramming blades actually worked. So this is a whole new world, and hell, if this was 15% ramming like it was before, that would easily probably change that around a little bit for Fossil. But that's just me thinking out loud.